Tony Paz here. Not like every day, because it's barely 9:35 in the morning, and the idea of updating you here on the changes they offered us at BitForex, I'm doing it so that our community stays extremely 110% informed. That's the main idea I have, so I want to notify you here. And again, my name's Tony Paz, 20 years now in the network marketing industry, working from the comfort of my home via the internet, and always recommending that you can do it too, as long as you have a clear idea of what you want to achieve, okay? And logically, the multi-level industry, the network marketing industry, is number one, but by far over any other option or any other alternative. I tell you that sincerely. I want to show you here what is happening, and what is happening looks very interesting to me, but I want to be sure. I don't want to tell you something that I'm not 110% sure about, because that's not my style, and it never will be. Take a good look. The banner here says it's confirmed, and we're grateful, right? As of now, they didn't change it on us. Apparently, they didn't change the compensation plan. If we go here quickly and look at the compensation plan, let's take a quick look at it right here. They wanted to modify the compensation plan, and that was the proposal they made, right? Effective yesterday, the 24th of what is the month of August, yesterday, they were going to modify this compensation plan by first changing the returns of for example, from 10% in the VIP one in the compensation plan, this one right here. Let's put a marker here on this so we can understand each other better. They had changed this. I mean, they had proposed changing it, but they were never specific, I must add. They were never specific about whether it was going to be for BitForex globally, worldwide, or if it was going to be sectional due to the problem they had. According to what they report, which they haven't proven, but they report it, like all of them, right? They had said that in Asia, there had been a series of improper dealings with the platform or the exchange, and they had decided to make changes to recover those supposed $30 million that were diverted in recent days, right? So based on that, they made some changes, giving, for example, the main changes were changing the compensation plan, leaving here, for example, in VIP 1, instead of a 10% return on the entire line to infinity from the third level to infinity of what they earn daily with the capital return plan. I mean, the investment plan that starts, or the most popular one, we could say, is the 360-day one, which currently pays 144% annually. I mean, 144 plus 2 from compound interest, 146. Meaning 12% monthly. That was the first change. The second change was change in these percentages from 10 to 8, from 20 to 16, and so on. But I don't even have them here because they aren't in effect in our section, in our area, here in what is Latin America. Even in Europe, nor in the United States are they. The changes aren't effective because yesterday we had our payment as usual. I withdraw daily, immediately after I get paid. I always say the same thing. I always mention it to my community. Withdraw, and save for less good times, okay? That is always important. To qualify to be able to have rank number 1, the only thing you need is $100 in USDT in self-custody, which would be 101. And to move on to B2, it would be 200. And yet, the returns are very interesting, as long as you have a community that follows you, right? And that you protect them so that nothing ever happens to them that could affect them. Anyway, regarding the compensation plan they were going to propose changing, which isn't even worth talking about anymore, why? I'll tell you why now. You had, on the first level, you had 10% of all your people on the first level of what they earn daily, and you had the second level, you had 5% of what they earned immediately. But when you qualify for B1, it adds this 10%, turning the first level into 20 and the second level into 15. but it also opens the floodgates to earn to infinity, because when you join and don't qualify for any of the ranks, you would only earn the first level 10% and the second level 5%. And honestly, it's not much. It's quite a little bit. But once you start earning to infinity from the third level onwards with VIP 1, well, the picture changes. I'm between VIP 1 and VIP 2. I'm right there at the moment, and I'm hugely grateful that they didn't make any changes, at least as far as I can see for now. If I ask my uplines, the ones who are above us, and I ask them, is this official? Could it be that they only made the change for Asia? Could it be that they only made the change for the market that was affected by that type of manipulation, bad or fraudulent manipulation, etc.? They can't tell me. So if they can't tell me, I can't tell you what I don't know, right? What I do know is that right now we are enjoying the same compensation plan, which remains the same. It remains the same as it was before. In other words, there is no change. Now, I can't guarantee you that there won't be a change, because they can't assure me of that either. We're going to monitor. We're going to put BitradeeX in a monitoring mode and be sure that there won't be any changes, or at least that we have a mention or an official notification that this section here doesn't have that change. I don't think I'm asking for anything out of this world, right? It's simply communication, which is the foundation of human beings being able to get along with one another, okay? That's why God made it so that people could speak. Animals don't do it, animals don't do it, but some people act like animals who don't communicate, because I think communication is very important. And if it turns out there's no change, if there is change, there is change, and you have to deal with the change, and you have to get used to the change. And whoever doesn't like change, well, they don't participate in BitradeeX. But if there is no change, and if there isn't going to be any change, it seems absurd to me to Tony Pass. This is private, just me talking to myself. It seems absurd to me that there is no change in this section here, that it stays the same, which is fantastically good. There was already a change between the 15% monthly and the 12%, which I thought was great, sustainability to the next level. And now there was another change that we were already digesting, starting yesterday, the 24th, but it turns out they had never confirmed that there was going to be a change in this section here for Latin America, the United States, Europe, etc. And last night, when it came time for the payment, which for me means I think it's around 8 at night when I withdraw every day, right? I withdraw every day, and that is what I recommend to my entire community. Withdraw whatever you can every day. There is no withdrawal limit here. You can withdraw from $1 and up, and that is what I recommend. Why? Because that is what I do. Yesterday, I saw that when they paid me my return on capital based on the 15%, because I'm from the group before the change to 12%, I'm at 15% for a year, and I still have quite a bit left. So when I saw that they paid me in full, I mean the complete amount based on the 15%, I said, well, at least that section, which was very good, I loved the idea, that section of the return on investment, what is the daily paid interest, they aren't going to change that. I thought it was great. We will only have the change in the compensation plan. But to my surprise, when they paid me in full 10 minutes later, as is always done daily, there was no change. I mean, I received the exact amount that I had been receiving daily. It's always a little bit more every day. That's one of the good pieces of news. Every day it's a little bit more than the day before. So it's a matter of exponentially, one seeing the future, right? And one seeing how it's advancing, not just in rank, but in income as well. So family, that's what I want to tell you. I'm not going to do presentations for now. I don't want to do presentations for now on BitradeeX. I will, however, make mentions at any time. For example, right now, I sat down here in my office, in my command center, in my little house, and I wanted to make this announcement to keep everyone informed, which is the most important thing. I'm going to take on the task, which is what my community is asking of me. This is something for my community. This has nothing to do with the rest of planet Earth, right? But I'm going to take on the task of finding a second proposal that's the way my community likes it, high yield with high risk, but something relatively new or young so we can enjoy a bit more of the payment guarantees, right? Those that, even though they aren't guaranteed, do last a little bit longer at the beginning because people have tend to grow little by little. So at this moment, I repeat, there are no changes. That is great news for our community worldwide. 2.5 million users worldwide. There is no change for the section here for LATAM, for Latin America, what is the Caribbean, what is even Spain and some countries in Europe. There is no change, United States included. There are no changes to the compensation plan. I don't guarantee, watch out for this, I don't guarantee at all that there couldn't be a change in the near future. Maybe tomorrow, the day after tomorrow, these Asians show up and change our plan just like they did over there. I don't know, because realistically, the communication my upline has with the corporate office, the communication they have with corporate apparently is none, because nobody knows what's going to happen. I mean, that means if my upline can't assure me, what is going to happen? It means there is no communication, which I don't like, but, well, it's part of the territory, and we have to accept each plan, each project, each thing we do with its peculiarities, right? I learned that a long time ago. So family, again, unless there's some other change in BitradeeX, for today, this is the only live presentation I'm going to do. Tony Paz here from my command center. Bye. Bye, Fieli. Many blessings, and see you in the next video.